Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ghost 44 $500 Prime. It's myself, Lando, joined by Taylor Keating. And Taylor, we are hopping in here toward another round 3 matchup. This time, we've got going up against Swua. Some interesting names, to say the least. I feel like I'm pronouncing some off words, but they are actually the team names. But of course, we actually were able to cast over a little bit earlier in the tournament. Of course, consisting of guys like Prasini and Exotic on this lineup. But the level of pros actually does not end. We've got guys like BL Fire, Diabolic, Dito as well, a number of different professional players in this game. And I'm very excited to hop off here on round number 1 for some Warhawk.
I'm ready for Exotic to go off. He's playing the bomb right now. It's looking good for the URRRR squad, which is an interesting name to say the least. 3v2. Dito's by himself. This should be interesting.
Yep, and Dito, nice headshot there onto Profits. However, has to face off against 2 other enemies. And also has to go for that defuse as well. Could get a great timing here. Shuts down one and should be able to spot down the other as well, but no.
1v1.
But does get it in the end. Dito, the 1v3, the hat trick. The round 1, the defuse, a number of different achievements, but the most important,
the myth legend.
The most important that it is, of course, a round victory. And a guy to bring up as well, Dito, heading into World War II. I believe he just recently announced that he is going to be under Era Eternity, heading into World War II, along with Havoc as well. So kind of a reuniting moment for half of Isolation Empire back from Advanced Warfare. So curious to see what Dito can provide when it comes into World War II. Of course, a very talented player when it came down to boots on the ground titles, and you know, very interested to see his play. And he's shown us why exactly he is a guy to be looking out for heading into World War II. I think it's fair to say, Taylor.
Well, fun fact, I was supposed to have an interview with him yesterday, but he had some troubles, so we're going to have his interview on Saturday, so it should be interesting to talk to him to see what his mindset is coming back into Call of Duty, especially boots on the ground as he teams with Havoc on Era. He was a great player in Ghost, and look at that knife right there if you're watching him. He was on that EG squad when they did part ways with Clayster, but 1v1 in this round right now, I don't know, it could be a tight matchup. These are 2 strong teams.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. You definitely got some majorly known names. On the opposite side, of course, BL Fire, a very well-known player as well, kind of toward the recent time. Hasn't had the most success, but played for teams like Counterlogic Gaming, actually back in Black Ops 3 with guys like Methods, Felony as well, who we got to watch a little bit earlier. Very experienced guy in himself. Of course, Quip, fairly known player when it comes into the online scene. Curious to see how he plays when it comes into these matches. Definitely could be kind of a diamond in the rough in some cases. Of course, you look at the big names, you got Dito, Diabolic, BL Fire, but Quip, there's definitely a reason why he's on this team, and I think he's going to be a guy to look out for when it comes into future rounds. But currently, a 4v3 man advantage toward the side of URRRR, but that quickly could change. His bomb is down, and a whole lot of supply left. Looking toward one side, it was Diabolic. He drops, and now Dito, the hot man, 1v3. Can he do it again?
1v2.
Oh, he's on the awning. He's on the awning, and he gets great timing.
He gets great timing.
He doesn't get spotted. Player just toward the left side in the back trees, but looks like Exotic will be able to pick him off in the end. So Ren responded, but Exotic on the opposite side as well, playing very, very strong. 5-1. I know we had an Exotic cam. That I promise that sounded very interesting when I just said. Not going to repeat that, but Exotic played very well. We actually had a specific camera going on with him throughout our Sovereign match, and he definitely kind of lived up to the expectations, I think.
Us putting the spotlight on him, he kind of turned up. We gave him a little gas. He had to turn on at one point with a 2-piece.
Yeah.
He kind of went off at the end, so maybe we should focus on that one player on this side this time instead of the Exotics team.
Yeah, maybe we should. Might give the spotlight to maybe even Equip. Who knows? We'll obviously try to figure that out as time goes on. Looking on board with Equip right now. Of course, Dito, the strongest player, not for the team, but for the entire lobby up to this point. Equip firing away. Actually ends up getting dropped, and now Dito, yet again, another position to clutch.
Situation.
Actually just finished off Exotic. So it would count as a 1-on-3. Been in 3 different of these situations. He's currently 1-1. And a very similar spot to where he was in the first time he was in a 1-on-3 engagement, but this time as well won't pick that one off. But Dito's still playing well, despite only having 1 round of the book. He's got 7 kills. So
no, Dito's going off. He's just getting his teammates need to pick up a little bit. He's being lost in the shuffle, getting left behind, pick up the pieces. But hopefully BL5 picks it up in this next round. I know the first game always can be, especially against good players like Pristini and Exotic, kind of can be a little intimidating going into a round, especially when Dito's taking all the kills. But BL5 is a player not to be messed with.
By no means. It looks like, speaking of guys who we get to watch actually from the side of URRRR, Prophet played very well throughout the entire series. Remember, Scum6 had a very strong map 3 as well. We got to watch them play actually against Fendi in their prior round matchup, where they won that one 2-1. And Prophet was playing very well. I think there was one match that we were casting over him, and he was like 6-0 after just 2 rounds or something along those lines. So you can't let really anyone on any of these teams have the ability to go off, because they'll absolutely rise to the occasion. But right now it is Exotic with the bomb in his hands, making his way here toward B as Pristini pulling out that Vector as we talk about here, Taylor. Definitely does quite a bit of damage when it comes down to that weapon.
He is, as he can't pick up the kill right there, though, but I'm telling you, man, Pristini with the Vector, anytime he's playing aggressive and playing confident, he is a force to be reckoned with. As it's a 2v3 situation, looking a little bit grim again. Dito might be in a 1v2 or 1v3 again. And he is in a 1v3 again.
4 1v3 situations.
This is not looking good for Dito's squad.
Oh, the knife up close, though.
We'll see.
Oh.
And he gets picked off by Prophet.
I respect it. He's rocking the Era clan tag. I like that.
What is that? Was that 4?
Yeah, that's
1v2
4
or 1v3s?
4 1v3 situations that he's been in. Every single round he's been in a 1v3 situation.
That is unbelievable. He's clearly not happy right now. I can
only
imagine what he's saying. He's probably calm, cool, and collected because Dito is that pro he is, but inside he's probably burning.
Who wouldn't be at this point? I think we got to stand by with Dito. Of course, his team is on offense, and looks like they're going to be making an offside hit toward A. Looks like 2 players, Prophet being one and Exotic being another. Of course, Prophet up close gets met with 4 players, immediately sees all of them, going to call that one out to his teammates, so we'll see how the retake starts to get formed. But if you are the side of Swua, you need to get that bomb down here very quickly.
Well, Dito's down already, so it can't be a 1v3 situation.
Oh, the nade. The nade from Pristini. Shuts down the bomb planter and equip. So bomb is down.
Does Pristini have the 2v3 situation?
We'll see if they play this one just like that. BL5 gets picked off again.
It's a now 1v3 again.
Yeah.
But it's now for Diabolic. It's kind of a trend going on.
Yeah, and it's kind of an unfortunate trend for the side of Swua, as they have been on the latter end of those spots. And Exotic, not sure if that was just the player model looking a different way, or if he just happens to catch the glance.
A little snap.
Yeah, nice little snap there. A flick as well. You don't really flick the controller though when you play with it. But
I mean,
that kind of hurt. I'm gonna flick it really quick. Yeah, it doesn't work. No.
I mean, we're also not pros, so.
No, not at all. I'm definitely not. Not by any means. I've tried to play. Fun fact, really quickly. I'm just going to bring this one up. There was actually a moment where I was actually playing during. It was one of the break times. I think it was at MLG Anaheim, and I was in a match with Lamagod and Mox from Ghost Gaming, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give this a try because I saw them in like one of the lobbies. They were just playing and whatnot, and I have never felt less confident in myself in my entire life. I was literally, I forget what, no, it was Throwback. It was Throwback. We were just playing free-for-all, and Mox was just literally destroying me. I swear that he had radar always on, but he didn't. And he was just picking me off time after time. I think I killed Lamagod twice, and Mox killed me at least 18 times.
I just interviewed Mox. Mox is
amazing.
He is one of the rising stars of the Call of Duty community. I can't wait to see what he does on the boots on the ground.
Yeah, I personally, I got to watch him a little bit toward the end of, or toward the kind of the middle of Black Ops 3 time, where he was kind of rising through different organizations, one being Cloud9 Eclipse, and there was just something about that guy. Like once I started to hear some communication that he was obviously providing, he's like I don't know how to explain it exactly, but he has the communication of a veteran. It's almost kind of like that. He's
mature beyond his years.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, and I think a combination of him where he gets put with guys like Lamagod, Spacely, and more importantly to me, Lacefield, who kind of needed, not like a leadership kind of role, but someone who was kind of on his level. I thought that they worked very, very well together. And there was a lot of interviews kind of going about saying Lacefield was playing a lot better. And it was just, Mox was saying, yeah, we've been working on communication with him. I've been trying to work on his craft and trying to improve his overall play. And have a guy who is as young as he is honestly very, very impressive. So.
Yeah, when I interviewed him, that was the first thing that I noticed right off the bat. The first thing, I didn't even ask him about schedules or anything like that. And he went through his full Ghost gaming schedule when they had for champs, and he's definitely dedicated and he's ready to make a name for himself, and he's already doing that in this last Infinite Warfare. But not looking good again. Well, though 1v2.
Prophet technically was in a 1-on-3 though.
Yeah,
oh my god.
1v2 is doable. It's doable.
It absolutely is. Looks like long-range fights could potentially be ones that he's setting up to be in against. But it looks like Dito, yet again, finishing off kills. Of course, picks off Prophet, who was in a 1-on-3. So Dito saying, I'm pretty familiar to these 1-on-3 situations, and they don't normally work out very well. So Dito getting closer toward that 10-kill mark, as it is 3 rounds reached, at least, toward the side of Swua or Sway. Probably Swua, I don't know. But they're starting to make a little bit of a comeback. They're kind of slowly but surely bringing themselves back into this one, but it's just at this point, we know how talented the guys on URRRR can be, and I fully expect this one to be over within about 2, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I think it might be this one right here. They're getting real aggressive at a...
Oof.
Yep, here it is. 1v3 situation from BLFire.
Another 1v3, look at that. I want to know.
Good luck. And they spot him, it's over.
Yeah, I want to know how many 1-on-3 situations there were throughout that entire game.
Too many 1v3 situations. The one thing I will say, though, is Dito played out of his mind for how bad his team was playing. If people remember, or if you didn't watch Ghost, Dito was considered one of the top players in Ghost, probably top 5, top 10. It was, he was definitely under the radar at the beginning of the Ghost, but soon as the game came on, people were like, okay, maybe Dito is really good, and he's showing it here today.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of people, like I know you mentioned this earlier, but a lot of people forget like the fact of EG's target. Once they obviously had a kind of a mixture in their team, they immediately went for this guy. Like there was a reason why Dito
100%.
was the hot pickup to kind of go for at the time. Of course, once the kind of issues with or not with drama, but the drama in some cases, I guess you could say, happened with Carbon and whatnot. That's the reason why they went for this guy. And granted, it obviously didn't really work out toward the end. There was just that kind of bond that happened with the Cole/EG era. This guy was definitely a major target. I know a lot of people kind of discredit him for saying that he wasn't the greatest teammate in the world, and he had to kind of rebuild himself throughout Advanced Warfare with guys like Isolation Empire. But this guy is definitely someone to look out for heading into World War II. I know there's been like a lot of S&D stars, guys like Rally, Blastful. I know like there's a lot of guys who are kind of making their name heading into World War II, who kind of want to be on a competitive team. Honestly, group yourself up with this guy. I mean, it's him and Havoc right now in Era. I tweeted this out. This is the one guy who's done it before in the past. Like, this is the one guy who I think definitely has the ability to kind of bring a group of S&D stars back into the limelight, or at least kind of showcase them in some cases, because he's done it before. Like, he's done it in Advanced Warfare. Why can't he do it again? So, I don't know. I'm definitely looking at Dito quite a bit. I have a major spotlight on him coming into World War II.
And me as well, and that's why I kind of wanted to interview him, because he's really one of those veterans that had always had consistently been one of those great slayers, and I just really want to see him play well in this new title, because I feel like if they find the right 2 pieces around him and Havoc is a great player in himself. He's young, yes, but with the leadership of Dito, he's old now. He's getting old now. So I think if they find the right 2 players, I think it's going to be a good squad.
Definitely has the capability to be so. But guys, we're going to head to a commercial break. When we return, we've got Matt number 2, S&D on Octane. Will we see more dominance from URRRR? Can Dito and the boys from Swua potentially start to bring this one back? We'll find that out at the end of this commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ghost 44 $500 prom. It's myself, Larry Note, joined by Taylor Keating. And Taylor, we're hopping in here toward our next map. We're heading to some Octane, where we've actually been able to spectate URRRR prior on this map. And I know we were kind of talking about the plays of Prestini and such and whatnot, kind of saying that he needs to put away that AR and kind of do some work when it comes to the SMG. And I think that this is definitely could be a map where they struggle on. This was, I believe this was the only map that they ended up losing. They ended up losing in round 11 to Fendi in their prior round matchup on this map exactly. So this could definitely be the case where we start to see Swua, bring it back. This is their opportunity to force that map 3. What do you think?
Well, I think obviously we see first round taken by Swua, but again, I harp on it the last 20 times, but these Octane's a big map, and these players are vector-based, fast-paced players, and when they bring out sniper rifles, not that they're bad with sniper rifles, not that they're bad with these ARs, but their real strengths are close quarter, fast-paced vector gameplay. So hopefully they can go to B and set up correctly and get those close kills.
Absolutely. Looks like Sniper's already out. I believe it was Prophet who's checking just to the side strip. And Exotic up close, pre-firing through and gets the kill on Dito. I'm not sure if he was previously spotted. Or okay, so most likely not spotted, just the intuition paying off greatly. And Exotic continuing to destroy, equip a sniper rifle. 4 players standing in front of him as he will drop, as that's just rather unfortunate. But Exotic lighting things up. John B. He's a fantastic player.
I hate to say it, but I said it. They got to get those vectors out. Quick gameplay. Put the bomb down. Get near B. Get those close quarter gunfights, and just get the round over with. Don't mess around with snipers. Just don't.
Yeah. Oh man, that was interesting to say the least. But Equip actually going to be rocking out the sniper rifle heading into this round number 3. Watching that cross coming into B, and we'll see if you can pick anyone off. Gets one. Nice shot there on a Scum 6. First blood found, and he's going to actually retreat a little bit back in toward of strip. Maybe you even heard the footsteps of one player up close. Has that pistol out. Earns the knowledge in Exotic. I believe, granted it was a great shot, but I believe he did have communication from a teammate.
Yeah.
But Exotic, Exotic continuing to destroy 2-on-2 now. We'll see how him and Persini try to finish this.
And if you notice, he's being aggressive. He found another player right here. He's about to pick it up. That's 3 kills for Exotic as he runs through the map. This is where his strength's at. Running through the map, being aggressive, putting pressure on the team. Is he going to find the 3rd player? Can he get it? No, but can they get the trade? There it is. Dito 1v1 with Persini. Knows already that. Interesting. And he gets the kill. See, I'm going to have to talk with Persini after this. I'm going to tell him, and wagers, man, you're never using the sniper ever again. Vector's only for you, buddy.
I got to say, it was pretty interesting, just like for a moment. It was just like the fact of like, wow, Dito and Pristini are now in a one-on-one versus each other. It's just like seeing like old school kind of versus new school. It's going to be so interesting heading into World War II to kind of see that mixture happen constantly. Like there's been a number of different guys who have announced they're heading, they're kind of announcing themselves back into World War II, and just to see their reaction to the new guys who kind of made their name through jetpack Call of Duties. Of course, you got guys who are returning are now of age, guys like TJ Howie, Temp, Hook. Like there's just a number of different awesome factors that are now coming into World War II, and this is just one of the awesome fights that we get to witness, to kind of hype us up for what should be an awesome year for World War II. But it looks like that Dito, speaking of the name, will finish off Scum 6 here at the end of the round as we are tied up after 4.
Quick round by Dito. Went aggressive with the sub. I think everyone's listening to me at this point, and I'm not surprised.
Making the magic callouts?
I think so.
Exotic playing very well. 6-3 right now, the highest not just for his team but for the entire lobby. Persini just below him, and Persini does have the sniper rifle out yet again.
Let's see what happens.
You got to have at least one person watch the cross. I think it's fair to say.
That is fair.
But maybe not the guy to do it.
Persini.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He pulls out an AR, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, it looks like Equip on the opposite side.
Exotic's getting aggressive though.
Yeah, Exotic getting up close and personal. Equip shuts down his teammate Scum 6, and he's there for the trade. So 3-on-3 right now, and if you are Diabolic, it'd be awesome to at least secure that plant. He's going to have the cover fire coming in from BL Fire and Dito. BL Fire firing away, and Dito watching the flank. We'll see how they do play this one out.
Look for Exotic to try to make a flank right here. He's in bottom strip. He's just waiting for someone to come through, but I don't think they are going to come through. I think he's going to try to make that flank.
Yeah, coming from behind, shots starting to go through. It looks like he does get picked off here. So Persini and Prophet. Bomb is still not down. So as long as they're staying alive.
Yeah.
And they do have a nice line sight. Persini just behind here in top pond. If he picks off this player, that could be big for them. They could win this one with the man down, but no. Persini drops. Dito finding one, and Prophet's position is known. He's going to drop as well.
I mean, there's nothing really you can do about that. Exotic got picked off from the back. Persini just lost a gunfight with an AR. Again, I'd like to see Persini use a vector. Just run with Exotic through the map and slay out those kills. I think that's their best way to win this map because they are such fast-playing players, and Octane is such a weird map in SND. Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely like a major difference. Of course, you see Persini for the beginning of the round has the vector out and quickly swaps back to the sniper rifle just to get the speed boost there with the SMG. But regardless, I think that we can definitely kind of attest this, that when it comes into future rounds of the tournament, whether they do make it through or not for uRRRR, this is just not a map that really plays favor to their play style. I think it's fair to say. They're definitely close. They're definitely better when it comes to those close range gunfights, having the the sovereigns, the freights as well. Definitely prefer those maps. But speaking of the name, Exotic now left in a 1-on-3. And making a 1-on-2, shuts down Diabolic, and from the side, at least long-range gunfights, Dino knows where he's at. And Equip does have that sniper rifle. Trying to peek ahead. Can he find it is the question. But no, Exotic actually will stay alive for now. And he's going to have one close-range engagement. Wins that one. So a 1-on-1. Equip, I believe, just has the sniper rifle and finds him. What a great snipe they're coming in from Equip. Just out of that bomb site, is ready and waiting. And honestly, I'm not sure if Exotic knew that he was being shot at by a sniper, because in that case, you wouldn't peek that out anytime soon.
I don't think he knew that. I don't think he knew that, because he definitely would have not peeked that.
Yeah.
But then, nonetheless, he's 9-5. He's playing really well. He's playing really aggressive. He's coming out aggressive here again. He's on B-Dom already. Looking to pick some kills. He got some hit markers on those nades. Well, since there's other people being arrested right now too. Prophet is getting up in their face as well.
Yeah, Prophet making somewhat of an impact as two players already falling for either side. Looking at Equip's point of view as he's able to pick up the SMG off the ground and shuts down one. Now it's up to Prasini in a 1-on-2 scenario, currently sitting in top strip and should get at least spotted shortly. Diabolic right behind him, but the pistol out, and Pristini makes Diabolic play. That is a quick trigger finger.
He melted that guy.
Yeah, that was 2.5 bullets, I think, with the P226. That hurts.
That hurts. That would hurt me, that's for sure. Prophet, though, 1-6, he was killing it on all the other games we watched. Hopefully he picks it up so they can take this game. Prasini, though, with the sniper looking top pawn. Looking at the crosses. Oh, he just shot someone to the smoke. He's the god now. I literally
just switched off of him for a second to see Equip, and I missed that one totally.
He literally
I take the L on that one.
Smoke.
My name starts with an L for a reason.
That would have been a great clip.
That would have been nice. I apologize, everyone.
It's alright.
I ruined it. However, though, it looks like Diabolic doing some damage. Picking up one with the knife, at least. Is it another 2-on-2 scenario? Dark trying to change that one. Actually, narrowly escapes with his life. Takes some shots, but the ending ones will be there. As it now will be Scum6 versus Diabolic. Scum6 does have to rotate here into strip just to get that bomb in hand, but he's already taking shots from Diabolic. Slides in and successfully picks it up. You think the call is to go to A in the situation, or do you think he tries to seek out the gunfight?
I think in this situation you just go and plant the bomb at A, and then hope for the best, because I think Diabolic cut that A. Oh, got a challenge. Yeah, I think, dude, that's so hard because
it's a close call.
Yeah, it's a close call. Well, honestly, you either plant the bomb or you sit on top of the bomb and get that head glitch and wait for him to come and check. But I mean, Call of Duty, man, there's a lot of things that you can pick and choose.
Absolutely. It's also kind of difficult, too, when you do have the caster mode up, because it's like, well, you know, the guy's rushing him right now. Well, he has no idea that. He might be thinking that, you know, that player's still sitting toward that side strip area, or that side pawn area. Yeah. So it's kind of difficult to call. However, of course, loading in toward round number 9. It's currently a 5-3 advantage, actually, for the side of Swua. We talked about the earlier issues with uRRRR when it comes down to this particular map, and it seems that those are continuing, at least for the time. However, Prasini is able to even things out to the 3-on-3. Looking at Diabolic's point of view for right now. He does have that bomb in his hands, and at least for right now, the bomb should be clear. There is just one player toward that right side, which is now Prophet, the last player alive. The pressure of closing this one out, and a 2-0 is on his shoulders just to advance this one to around 10, at least around 9, excuse me, but 2-7.
Not looking good.
Yeah, Prophet not playing the best, and 3 enemies in front of him. This would be a miracle.
I mean, he's got a chance. He's got the gold camo on.
Oh,
We've seen the gold camo. We've seen that gold camo go to work. So you don't know. You never know.
You never do. Ooh.
Got 28 seconds left. This is not looking good for him. So he's got spotted.
Yeah,
yep, and he's taken down.
He's done as he will be finished off. Back-to-back maps. We see a 6-3 victory, of course, for opposite sides. Swua walking away with the dub, and this one as we will be guaranteed some freight S&D. And along with that one, actually, highlight players we're looking out for: Exotic 10-8, and Dito 12-5. Back-to-back major performances, of course, was in a number of different clutching situations in our first map. I think he was in at least 12 different 1v3s, even though there's only 11 rounds of search and destroy. I feel like he was in that many. Finishes off with a very high amount of kills in map 1. Also finishes off with double digits in map 2. And I believe they're already starting at freight. I was not surprised with this whatsoever. They're feeling confident. They want to continue on and get that momentum flowing. We're heading to map number 3 already here, Taylor, and it is on freight, of course, like we talked about. I think we do see uRRRR close this one out, but I think we at least see a round 9, round 10 forged by Swua. I think they're feeling pretty good. Dito's playing very strong, but I think from the side of uRRRR, Pristini, Exotic, those guys are the SMGs. It's nearly impossible to shut those guys down, I feel like.
Yeah, as long as Pristini stays with that SMG, I think they'll pull it out. It's going to be close, though. Dito's playing really well, but Exotic's also playing really well. So it's just going to be a close call, but I think it's going to come down to who actually has the confidence to be aggressive on offense, because again, this map is weird, and first picks are usually the time that people win. So whoever can be aggressive and make dominance on A is gonna take this.
Indeed, we'll also see how things do play out. Going to be looking at the offensive team at least to start things off. And Dito continuing on with form, shuts down Prophet for the first blood. Remington in hand right now, looking toward a third story red and pre-firing. Of course, not going to spot anything, but actually reveals his position just long enough where Pristini is there for the pickup. Has that thermal Remington in the back lines. Not a strategy that we're used to seeing from him, but still making it useful in this first round. Equip currently being stunned, trying to make his way through as kills start to fall through. We'll see how this 2v2 plays out here.
Should be interesting because Pristini does have an AR. He usually uses that AR at the beginning of the games to get the picks. So now it should be interesting to see what he does when it's a 2v2 situation. And he gets the Kobe!
Oh my.
What
I got
a
to see
nade!
you got to see how far away he was that angle.
And
He'll
he gets the
he'll also find BL fire, making it look easy. Pristini finding the hat trick in round 1.
Wow, the Kobe was so... that's what I like to see. Were you watching him on the Kobe?
I didn't see him throw it, but I got to see the explosion happen from how far away he was. That was
okay.
So impressive.
As long as you got that.
Yeah, I got it. I definitely got it.
Respect the power. Respect the power.
Yep, definitely got to. Pristini, though, that's fun to watch. As he is...
Great plays out of Pristini.
He's shown, man, that when it comes into boots on the ground titles, he can switch it back and forth. Like, he can be a very up-close, in-your-face player with that SMG when it comes into jetpack games, and he can also slow things down as well. This is showing the kind of peeking back the layers in some cases from his play style. I like to see this.
He's sticking with his AR. It should be interesting to see what he does on defense. Usually he uses a Vector on defense, so... But we do have Exotic up on Lumber right now, really close up to these two players in red. See if he's going to get a pick. His whole teammates, though, being really passive, though. I don't like this play. As somebody's in their spawn right now.
Oh, Exotic up close, finds one, finds the second as well. Oh my, lights it up inside of red. And she'll shut down.
Pristini gets another kill.
Yeah, Pristini finding the
Dito
third.
in a 1v4.
Oh, man. I feel so bad for Dito, man. He's been in so many clutching situations. His heart's probably pounding as he at least finds one. So now a 1v3. He's been in these many times. But bomb is down. 30 seconds left to work with. Oh, man.
He gets called out in the open.
Yeah.
And they find him, though. Bomb's down. It could be interesting to see. It's going to be Pristini or Exotic.
Oh, and Pristini actually no longer
1v2.
No longer flawless. Here. Yeah, it's just like he's got such a long distance to run. He literally has to find both these kills instantly. So he will drop. Exotic still flawless after 2 rounds. Of course, only 2-0, but regardless, though, playing very strong is the side of uRRRR. And it's not to say that I wasn't surprised by it, but you know, of course, up to this point, switching from Octane to Fray, it's a major difference. And I think, like I said, when it comes to the playstyle of uRRRR, this is what they favor. Granted, Pristini not playing as aggressive as he'd like to, or as at least as we'd like him to.
I think he's about to play aggressive right now, though. Like,
think
he can
so?
switch into that Vector.
Definitely could. Could force the issue instead of red.
Yeah, I think he is. I think if you get the red control in this map, it's so vital to get red control on either side.
Yeah.
I feel like defense or offense, I think it really just controls the map. Quiet, though.
Yeah, A little bit too quiet as Prophet will dead in that. Up close and personal fight. Equip turns around and makes slight work of him. Coming from that underground area is Equip at the moment, and could be making the set of URRRR think that push toward B is one that actually has the bomb, but no, Persini fires through and finishes off that fight through the fence, the wallbang, as it's now a 2-on-2. Dito and BLFire versus Pristini and Exotic. The new school versus old school.
New school versus old school.
And it looks like Dito finishing off one, Pristini finding another 1v1. Pristini versus BLFire, and BLFire will close it out along with the plant. The first round finally on the board here for Swua.
The old school took it right there. I think that's just more in the trades right there. That wasn't. That was just unfortunate for Pristini and Exotic.
Indeed it was, of course. Pristini, despite that one-on-one loss, is still sitting at 6-2. Triple positive currently. Is there anyone that you've been looking on board with, or anyone that you want to look on board with heading into this round?
I mean, Exotic has a bomb. He's got a SMG. I always want to see those players playing aggressive, especially with a bomb.
Indeed. So looking at Exotic's point of view, of course, him and Pristini.
He's got a stun.
To successfully find one off the start. BLFire actually gets a nade, and Exotic trying to find a second one. Only hit markers gained. However, Pristini still doing damage at the moment. Now sitting at 8-2. Exotic going for the rush. Could definitely pick off one, and does so in the backside. BLFire drops, and now Dito. 1v2 before I can even utter the words. Pristini is able to find a third, as he will find a hat trick in this one. Now sitting at 9-2 after just 4 rounds of play.
He's going off.
Preston, you're going off, my friend. I feel like I actually have a Pristini jersey, believe it or not. Wish I would have worn it today.
With his name on it.
I do. It is his name on the back of it. Yes.
Wow.
It's legit. I need
to get me one of those.
Yeah.
Support
nice.
the nephew.
Support the nephew. Support my son, you know.
Support my sons, man. Exotic got that vector again. Let's see him to be aggressive.
Of course, nades. Followed up by a stun.
A lot of Porter for this BLFire team, this Ghost Squad.
Looks like the side of Swua playing pretty passively compared to their counterparts who on offense have made their presence known early.
And I think that's the real difference that we've seen in these teams, though. The old school players have played very passively, and the new school players have played a lot more aggressive, and that's usually what we expect because Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 was so aggressively played. But it's Pristini in a 1v3 situation, not looking too good, but he's the nephew. He can pull it out.
If there was one guy to do it, it definitely would be him at this point. Or Dito, I think it's fair to say, just because of the amount of times he's been in that situation. But Equip will be there for the pickup, as it will now be 2 rounds to 3. So only 1 round separating the two. As Equip, nice line sight gained and an even better shot to finish that one off. As looks like Diabolic currently sitting at 1-4 on the opposite side. Scum6 sitting at 1-5. I think I mentioned this like 3 or 4 times, but you always got to bring it up. You know, guys who are kind of lacking behind, if you start to see them play a little bit better, it's usually the case that the game goes in their team's favor. So definitely be looking at those two. As I'm looking at Persini, currently does have the thermal AR out for right now, that Remington in hand. Actually does swap back to the Vector, so it doesn't spot anyone for the moment. And it does catch some knowledge with that stun. So no information gained with that nade. Equip yet again, shutting down Exotic. Actually looking at Prophet for the moment. Shuts down Equip, and Scum6 starting to light things up as well. A man advantage toward the side of URRRR. We'll see how Dito and BLFire can account for this. BLFire spawning one toward that roof on red. Dito currently sitting on that side fire. Could also catch one off guard. So you can see double ARs right now for one side, and it looks like an AR and an SMG for the other, as Dito. Oh man, what is
back
this?
in that 1v2 situation,
yeah,
baby.
56 opportunities to clutch.
Ooh, he might have a good chance to clutch this one though. He's got 24 seconds on defense.
Scum6 does have that bomb.
Scum6 is about to plant it, and it's planted.
Yeah.
This could be interesting.
Dito firing through, of course, trying to grab the hit markers, realizes that he's at least not directly on that A site. Let's exactly see where he is. Just kind of hanging out, watching a potential flank that could come in, and actually plants for a very decent line sight there. If he was able to stay in that situation, or that spot, excuse me,
Just stay there.
Nice angle, but Dito seeking a little bit slowly here, but could definitely catch him off guard if Scum6 were to reveal his position, and just able to escape out of dodge for the time. Scum6 trying to evade, but can he get there in time is the question. He should be able to get this one, and just in the nick of time, about a second and a half, as he will be able to grab the defuse as Dito is able to clutch this one out. I feel like I was discounting him, saying that he's been in so many clutching situations, but it's been in ones where he's not expected to win. However, is able to finish it off in this one, as we're now level at 3 rounds to 3 rounds.
I mean, this is what we expected. I feel like it's going to be a close game throughout, but it's just so different style of play. Like, if you look at the other side, BL Fire's got an AR. Dito's got an AR. Oh, Dito switched. Never mind. But for the most part, they've been using a lot of ARs. On the other side, Cine will throw out the AR and not get the pick, so he'll switch back to the vector. So there's a lot of vectors on the other side, and there's a lot of ARs on the Dito side. But it's very interesting to see the dynamics of the different teams and different players and how they play this map.
Absolutely, but looking right now, you can, like we said, when it comes to offensive pushes for Swua, slower pace. Persini trying to break up that pace, reaching the double figures mark. Now sitting at 10 and 4. Of course, Blind firing through that smoke, and BL Fire saying, well, that's the reason why my name is that. I've done it in the past. It looks like he could spot one out if that player was to go down to bottom fire. Of course, does not seek that one out, and the call looks like they might be rotating toward B just because of their positioning on this far left side of the map. And based on the current positioning of the set of URRRR, that would be a smart move, but here comes Pristini just to wrap back around. As he's going
to catch him right away.
Yeah, he's going to gain the information first.
Pops 1. 1v2. Scum6. Can he pull this one out? He's struggling on this round, but I have faith. And I was wrong.
I no longer have faith anymore, but yeah. Side of URRRR now down 3 rounds to 4. BL Fire, I know he was having some issues in prior matches, or at least prior maps rather. Now sitting at 8 and 5, top of the scoreboard for his team. Of course, Diabolic still kind of lacking behind a little bit. 1 and 6 for him. I know he's been picking up the bomb on occasion for the squad, but heading into this next defensive one, we'll see how the. I'm actually curious to see how the offensive team plays this. Looks like Persini and Exotic both with SMGs to start off this round. Persini focusing a lot of attention here toward red.
Aggressive.
Oh my!
Aggressive.
Makes BL Fire look silly in that case. Fires through the wall at the exact same time. Dito and Diabolic responding for a few. As looking right now with Scum6, Prophet as well firing through. As it looks like Scum6 will get picked off. So now Prophet 1 on 3, and if he's not able to win this one, that now would only be 1 round away for the side of Swua to actually walk away with not just this map, but as well as this series.
I mean, I want to say I believe in Prophet, but a 1v2 situation with the bomb not even near him is going to be very difficult to say the least. And he's not even looking towards the bomb. He's looking for kills right now. Pops 1. He's looking 3. He could pop 3. Oh. It's almost going to be impossible at this point because they're cupping the cross. Shots fired, but he misses. Back to the bomb. I think he needs to get the bomb. He needs to at least get the bomb.
Oh, and tried to shut down Equip, but no. And Equip knows that he just has to stay alive. No pressure and just waiting this one out.
He has to force the gunfights now.
Yeah, Prophet going to drop there. So 5 rounds to 3 now is what Swua leads. I know we've been trying to talk about URRRR throughout most of this map because I thought this one would go to at least around 10, maybe even around 11 at some points just because of how close I thought Freight might play a little bit differently. But I did not expect the roles to be in this particular situation in favor of Swua.
I think we still have a chance.
Definitely.
Don't lose faith.
Oh, no, I'm not losing faith. I'm just surprised that we are in the current position. I thought it would be actually roles kind of flipped around. So, yeah. But Persini vinning to actually rock the sniper rifle and what you could kind of call an elimination round, but swamps back to that AR quickly. As yet again, for Swua, a slow offensive round, looking for those first bloods. We'll see if it pays off for them. As Equip actually looking underground. Now, one player toward the back lines, it is Persini, so if he does open this gate, he could get spotted out. Tosses that stun, and here comes the nade as well. We'll see if Persini can react to this.
I mean, look for everyone to be really passive. Persini gets first blood. Ooh, Prophet and Scum go down right quick. The 3v2 situation, Pristini and Exotic, the 2 pro players on the team. Can they pull this out? Exotic's playing very passive right now. He's trying to get a pick.
Oh, and Exotic just happens to check toward the right side of his screen. By right, I actually mean left, but you know what I mean.
They're in a good situation. They're in a good situation.
And as soon as
Bomb's being
bomb
planted right now, though.
As soon as this one goes down, I wouldn't surprise me at all if Exotic quickly challenges this one.
Gets a kill, yeah.
But tries to fire through. Unfortunately, can't finish off that gunfight. He needs his teammate Pristini to join him soon because, yes, he gets picked off after being one-shot. Up close and personal gunfight, but Pristini will lose that one as well. Dito finishing off with the final 2 kills and making it look easy. As in every single game, he goes off.
He really did. But on the other side, Pristini, 14 kills. That's massive. Unfortunately, they couldn't come out with a win.
There's a lot of interesting storylines that kind of come from this matchup. Of course, we do talk about the new school versus old school matchup that was kind of going on throughout this one. We talked about Dito's kind of performance, how he was going to perform when it comes down to World War II, especially already announcing his organization alongside of Era Eternity, alongside of Havoc. Kind of like how he was going to battle against these new school guys and Pristini Exotic. These guys have obviously made their name throughout the last 2 titles, specifically, of course, to the Jetpack Era. How are they going to perform when it comes down to World War II? Pristini's showing us that it's not just the SMG up-close gunfights where he can obviously win those. He's pulling out the AR and doing some damage, much like his brother Arstes, who I claim to be one of the best ARs, at least in Infinite Warfare. Very curious to see how he will perform in World War II as well. But, of course, as this one gets settled, Swua will be moving on, and we will be waving goodbye to uRRRR, as the team names, I feel like, are only going to get more interesting. But regardless, I want to give a quick shout to our sponsors, as well as mention a giveaway that we're doing before we head to a commercial break. Shout to Origin PC, Aquara Clothing, Scuff Gaming, and Zowie, brand by BenQ. Major thank you, of course, to our sponsors for making tournaments like this one happen. And if you guys are interested, we're actually doing a giveaway for the month of September. If you guys are interested and currently are in the Twitch chat right now, feel free to obviously type in !giveaway. You guys will be greeted with a link where you can win a number of different prizes. We've got 2 copies of World War II, a UMG Scuff, UMG Prime, and UMG Credits, a number of different awesome prizes heading into World War II, which, of course, all of us are very excited about, players included. But, guys, we're going to a commercial break. When we return, we should have some more fantastic matches lined up for you guys. We'll be back.